Hey everybody, welcome back to Farming Simulator 25. Riverbend Spring Scratch Start episode 25. It's still February and we sold our straw successfully last month. And we are unable to make oat flour because we've run through all of our oats, or at least all of the oats that were in that thing. And yep, so our bakery is done for the moment. We need to feed our chickens, and we need to, in order to do that, we need more land. So we're going to have to forego the tractor purchase for now and pick up a new field. And I've decided 81 is a decent field. It's not too far away. So we're going to buy that field. And since we're spending money anyway, we are also going to get the little Hellfinger forklift, because this thing will allow us to get eggs out of the chicken farm and therefore out of the way. And our spending done. We have to actually go over there to get that. Okay, we can visit the gas station. We can't visit. You can't tab into that thing. I think you can click to switch on it still. I still need to pick up that plow. Now this is going to be a crazy little 10-mile-an-hour drive home. Luckily we're not that far away. So I'll see you back at the farm. Right, we are back. And the nice thing about this guy, aside from the fact that he's super maneuverable, is that you can, if I can remember how to do it, that. Yeah, there we go. We can stick our forks away out. And stack our eggs. Tight spaces, no problem. Right, so that's dealt with. I'm gonna get this one out of the way a little bit for now. Right, that is good there, and we own that other field. We got to go get it plowed up and dealt with. We're gonna have to use the low-power tractor, obviously, for the plow, but that'll happen. We'll get it done. We do need another shed, for sure. That'll have to come later. I'm not going to spend any more money. I still want that tractor. We really got to get moving on the upgrades. All of this canola, if that's what I planted. No, that's what I planted, I know. All of this canola can go to canola oil and to money, which is the whole reason I had planted it in the first place. Of course, I wasn't thinking about the fact that I was going to need more chicken food and that they would actually eat a ton of it. I think they're going to run out of food for a bit here anyway, and I don't think there's much I can do about that unless I can get some sort of, well, it's sorghum, barley, wheat. I think those are the only ones we've got available to us. Oh yeah, I got to pick that plow up. Now that field might be already ready, and maybe I don't need this, but we can still pick the thing up anyway. Okay, it would be helpful if I actually stopped dropping the weight. There we go. Hold you up. We'll go visit that field. Yep, here we are, and actually it's been plowed, so that's amazing. So yeah, nice. Alright, so we don't need the plow. We need to go drop that. We need to move into March. There's not much else we can do here, unless I spend more money on another field. We do need to get some rope, which probably means making, well, acquiring some cotton or wool and either getting a rope factory or buying. There is a rope factory on the map, so we would be able to buy it, which would be a good idea. Right, if we go look at productions, unowned, available. Oh, there's a biogas plant, that's cool. It's a rope maker. $300,000. Oof. We're not going to be on that for a while. I mean, once we are, it brings in quite a bit of money. But we're not going to have it for quite a bit. Okay. So next, I think we just need to move on. Not much more we can do here. There's nothing to sell. Bakery has flour in it and is making and storing bread. The greenhouses are operational. Grain mill is out of stuff. I might as well deactivate that. Sawmill is working. We're going to need to bring another tree in a couple of months. Oh, we have a ton of barley, apparently. So I was rushing for that field for no good reason. I did not realize we had all that barley. So before we move to March, let's go get the barley out of the swath separator. Okay. Actually, we don't need, yeah, we don't need that field, but we're going to keep it now that we've spent it. I thought I would have more barley, but I just assumed that I had forgotten and sold it or processed it or something. Barley, tons of it. We need to kill that tree off. These trees are not allowed to exist. No. No. We'd be able to get rid of. Alright, well, if I just cut this tree down in prep. Yeah. Yeah, we'll cut this tree down and that'll get it out of the way, and then I can use the landscaping feature of this lumberjack mod to get rid of some of these bushes. And some of these other bad trees. We're not going to kill that stump. We're going to do that the right way. But we are going to make a little road. A little cut through. Using paint and gravel. Oh, I know we want that to be a thing anyway. But we'll just open this up. A very visible drive-through. Okay. We're good there, I think. Oh, we're going to save though. Either I want to or not. Now we can bring this around normally. I want to get that field bin, although I'll need an auger to fill it. Is that it? Really? Okay. I thought we used more. Nope, 20 of 20. And 8 of 8. Alright. Now we can move on. So I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, March is where I wanted this episode to be anyway. So we will get the trailer and sell the wood. And I think we might still plant sorghum in that field. We ought to plant something. Our options are oats again. We could plant oats for flour. I think that's actually a good option, is to put oats in that field and get oat flour, now that I know we have enough barley to last us quite a bit. I think if I load from this side going this way, or unload, I'll do better. might help to not push my planks all the way out of the way. Although I guess it doesn't matter since there's nothing else to... Whoa! Little too... Oh! Spoke too soon. There we go. We got him. Oh, and more. Yes, I'll have a look and see if we're waiting on any more. It looks like the answer is no. So cool, we can now get... Yep, we can now get to the... Alright, we just sold that wood for 15 grand. Which I suspect I'm not getting everything I want to out of it, and we may need to start weeding and selling it better places. Not 100% sure, but we're slowly filling up there. We need a planter, or a seeder, I mean, to get oats in the ground. And so we can either buy one or rent one, or if we're, well, we're not that lucky apparently. If we were lucky, we'd be one in the sale. Now, I still kind of want the Bednar, but this guy is direct drill 4 meters. Right, so I could save a little bit more, or I could go do a contract probably and hook up the Bednar. And he requires 240 horsepower. And if we go look at when is it? Place far 230. So it can probably pull that, but maybe we should get the tractor first. Which means we ought to just buy the one we can use. This Great Plains one is pretty good. It does oats 4.6, 110, fertilizes, and does everything. Yeah, I think we're just gonna buy this guy and stop renting seeders because we're kind of blowing a bunch of money on that as it is. I don't know how much seed we have. We ought to go check on that. We may want to buy some seed. And the other thing I haven't done is look at the weather. 4 o'clock rain. Okay. Apparently we don't have any seed. Unless I, like, left it sitting somewhere else. And if I own something... Okay, no, that's that. Alright, we may have to buy a bag of seed and a bag of dry fertilizer. Nope, there's some seed. So it's just dry fertilizer, and I bet there's dry fertilizer in this guy. Or maybe it's just lime. Oh, but speaking of, we need to go... Very first thing, we need to go out and... actually do our soil sampling on 81. So we gotta go do that and then see what we need, like how we need to amend things. Alright. Now let's remember, we need to unfold it. And then get our best sampling done. I guess about there maybe? Alright, we got a bunch of samples to take though, for sure. About there. Alright, well I'm going to sample this up. Okay, soil samples now sent to the lab. Now we can go back and... Oh, you know what? We can just drop this thing off here at the store. They don't mind when I store stuff there, I don't think. At least they've never complained. They called me and told me to get my darn plow out of their parking lot. So I think if I put this sampler here, they'll be fine. Oh, perhaps I have... No, that's lime, I'm sure. Yeah, we do need to buy some fertilizer. I think we probably have enough seeds back at base. Solid fertilizer, big bag. Maybe 2. We may have to come back with the trailer and the Merlot and pick all this stuff up. But I am going to have to drive all the way over to the farm. Yeah, this thing doesn't have any fold or unfold states. I swear it said... Huh. Maybe I didn't buy it right. Try it one more time. Okay, apparently either I misread the sign or something, but that means we need to do fertilization Probably. We need to look at the map and see what we need to do. Because maybe I need to go back for the seed anyway, so I will do so. But maybe we need to bring the spreader over, or the sprayer. Although now that I've bought dry fertilizer, I might as well use it. All right, we just filled up. We were going to plant oats in there for flour. This guy is probably full of lime. Yes. Alright, so now we just got to go look at the map and see what our soil looks like. As I expected. pH is not terrible. You can probably get away with not spreading it. In fact, it might be as good as it gets already. Nitrogen, however, is abysmal. So let's see. Let's go get the Merlot and the backpack sprayer and just spray it with that. And we won't have to swap. That'll be enough. I'm sure. Another thing we need to do on this field is ensure that the tram lines are off. And then we just got to get up there and get this thing sprayed. And here we are, and yep, that sign out of the way. Come on, open up. All right. Yeah. All right, we're gonna get this thing sprayed down. All right. We can get this guy home and get this field planted. Yeah, this field is not that far away. It's a little weird because of the river, but this is Riverbend Springs, so we're dealing with the river. I don't believe we need the lime. I think that's going to be okay. Hey, time to plant this thing. I do believe we want to plant the long rows first. So we're just going to get planting here. And it's going to take a while at 4 meters per. But we'll get her done eventually. Right. Oats planted. Try not to drive off the bridge into the river. That's lined up straight enough. So, right, nitrogen yield. We won't see the yield. We've got our seed rate. pH is still okay. Not the greatest, but it'll do. And next time, let's see. So, yeah, in July we harvest all of our canola, and then in August we plant barley to keep our barley up, and then maybe some oat as well. Well, we won't be able to plant oat then, but let's see. Okay, we could also replant this oat field in barley, which we can then swap. Let's see here. Right, we harvest, then we plant in barley or canola, and then we harvest our barley in June or our canola in July, and then we can go canola, barley again, or back to oat and leave some of them empty. We've got a ways to go before we start getting into the other types of fields. So our next big goal besides the tractor is those 3 fields right at the farm. Those 3 fields are going to be grass and goats, or not goats, grass and sheep. So grass to feed the sheep and sheep to be sheep. I'm not sure exactly what order to put them in, but I think we cut 2 of them together, and that's the grass, and then the other ones probably we'll save the best one for grass, cut the middle one in either way to be a big old grass field, and then put sheep on the other one. But what I do know is that I don't have room in this shed properly for everything, so we kind of have to just park things out wherever. But that's about all we've really got to do here in March. We could probably do some contracts. Big old sewing contract down there. And I don't do stone picking, because that is an exercise in frustration. Right, I think we're actually just gonna call it a day. An update on my machine. I have updated drivers, and I have changed the overclocking configuration in my NVIDIA app to it wasn't overclocked, and I've actually told the NVIDIA app to figure out what the best overclock settings are and to use them, and it's running a lot better, not only in this game but in other situations as well. So hopefully, like, I haven't had any crashes today. I haven't had any crashes in other places where I was getting graphics card related crashes. So I think I fixed it. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will catch you next time.